Welcome to Operation Manifest.
This is a weekly podcast
geared towards helping you live your most fulfilled and abundant life. If you're seeking ways to evolve, learn, and align with your highest self, then you're in the right place. This is a safe place where tears mixed with laughter, transparency, and freedom are allowed. I'm excited to embark on this journey together. It's now time to manifest.
Greetings once again, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for tuning in once again to the Operation Manifest podcast. Tonight we're going to, or today, whatever time it is when you're listening to this, it's nighttime for me as I'm recording this, but we're going to touch on once again self-love. And I like speaking about this a lot because I feel like it's a topic that's somewhat taboo, just simply because we're taught that to focus on oneself or to have self-love. You know, a lot of us will say, you know, you should love yourself. But then when you see someone who is actually doing that, actually loving themselves, sometimes we tend to judge the way that they go about loving themselves or being free within themselves. And, you know, sometimes that comes from people who are either not comfortable with themselves to show themselves self-love, so they're intimidated by someone that does, or just simply not knowing how to express self-love and to be able to be okay with watching someone else express their form of self-love for themselves. But self-love, again, you know, is something that is so vital and so important for us to have, but we are taught, a lot of us, that, you know, it's a selfish thing, and because it's selfish, it's somewhat taboo. Like, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't focus just on yourself because that's somehow wrong, and I'll never ever understand that. It's never wrong to focus on yourself or to give yourself that love and that attention that you deserve and desire, because if it doesn't come from you, who else is it really going to come from? Because if you don't know how to love yourself, most people are going to match your energy when they come into your space. So if you don't know how to love yourself, if you're not clear on how to love yourself, you're only going to attract people into your life, into your space that is going to mirror you, and they're not going to know how to express that self-love or express that love to you that you're seeking. So, you know, again, some of us are taught that loving yourself is selfish and somehow it's vain, you know, and I agree that self-love is selfish, but I also feel that we should define exactly what selfish means so that, you know, we realize that selfish is not a bad thing. Self-defined is a person's essential being that distinguishes them from someone else or from others. And, you know, ish is having the qualities or the characteristics of something. So when defining the word selfish, it would mean to me having the qualities or the characteristics that are of one's essential being that sets them apart from other people. So having a knowing and an understanding of oneself, and knowing that you are unique, and basically that in this existence there is no one else like you. Like, I want to be selfish. I want to acknowledge that the things about me that make me amazing are in fact so amazing that there's no one else that can do it like me. I want to have that kind of energy in my space. So yes, I want to be selfish. And the negative connotation that's around the word selfish, I think, stems from people that abuse the term or are abusive in their behaviors towards other people, where it becomes somewhat more narcissistic, where the focus is only on them and they'll take from other people or manipulate, deceive to make sure that they get what they want. I don't think, when I define the word selfish, I don't place those types of behaviors in the category of selfishness. But I do feel that so many people see selfishness as that thing, because that is the word that has been attached to those behaviors. So, being selfish is just focusing more on oneself and knowing that there is no one else like you and there's no one else that can do the things that you do. And with that, allowing yourself to be free in the essence of who you truly are and honoring who you are without feeling as if you have to be like someone else, or if you have to water down who you are, or what it is that you do, or shift it or change it to be like someone else. The objective is not to be like anyone else. It's to be yourself, to be more like you. And the only way that you can do that is to take time with yourself so that you know exactly who you are. A lot of people don't even take the time to communicate with themselves to know what it is that they like, who it is that they've become. With me, for example, I'm almost 38. I'm not the same young lady that I was when I was 18. That is definitely, so much has changed in that time period. I'm nothing like how I was or who I was 20 years ago. But I have to sit with myself to identify, in fact, who I am today. I have to wake up each day and meditate and then face myself in the mirror, which is my choosing. I like to look myself in the mirror and talk with myself and just see, am I okay? How am I feeling today? What do I like today? What do I hope to accomplish in my day? How am I feeling today? Like I literally just, the way that you would communicate with your child or with someone else that you love, when you check in on their mental and their emotional space to see how they are, you have to apply those same efforts to yourself. You have to sit with yourself and make sure you're okay. Check in with you. The more that you learn to love on yourself, and the more that you learn to operate in that self-love, you find that you are less likely dependent upon the love of other people. When you are comfortable in loving yourself and providing yourself with all of the essential things that you need, you're not desperately seeking that from other people in hopes that they will provide you with the ultimate source of love and acceptance and all of these things that are fundamental to your well-being. You will give yourself that. So anything that comes outside of you will just be an asset that will be added on to what you have already provided. It will not be the essential. It's like if you're trusting these sources to come only from someone outside of you, then it becomes your foundation, or basically your way of being, of existing. It's like if you are a wife. Now, this is the only example that I can think of right now. If you're a wife and you only have the resources that come in from your husband, I'm not wishing this on anyone, but just using it as an example. But if you only have the resources that comes in from your husband and you two decide that you no longer want to be together, now you've placed yourself in a position where you're struggling to maintain your existence because you have given all of the power to this other person. And now that they've taken all of their resources away, you no longer have the means to survive or, the means to be okay. You have to struggle to figure out how you're going to be okay. And this is the same thing when we are allowing ourselves to be placed in positions where we don't love ourselves, but we're only living and thriving off of the love that other people present to our lives, that they bring to our lives. So when they neglect us in whatever way that it is, or they fail us in whatever ways that they may fail us by not providing us with quote unquote what we need, now we feel as though, okay, I broke up with so-and-so. I just can't survive. I can't go on. I can't continue to live. Some people feel that way because you've placed everything in the hands of this other person. And this may sound harsh, but I feel it's my truth. You can't necessarily blame the other person. Yes, they should maintain a certain level of mannerisms or a certain level of behavior when being committed to someone in a relationship with them, or whatever the case may be. But you should not allow yourself to get so caught up in the relationship that you give this other person all of the control and all of the power over yourself. So finding the time to commit to yourself, to sit with yourself, become one with yourself, communicate with yourself, love on yourself so you see what that feels like, and so you're providing that to yourself without seeking it solely from another individual. What they bring to the table will just be an asset. It'll be added on to what you're already providing for yourself. By creating that foundation of self-love for and within yourself, and being able to engulf yourself in the love that you have for yourself, is one of the most amazing feelings, in my opinion. It took me so many years to just figure out how to love myself, because when you are raised in a way where you're mistreated and you're neglected in a lot of senses, your level of self-love and self-respect is at an all-time low. It's at zero. So I had to undo all of that. Like, I had to literally break down all of those walls and fight through all of those bricks and all of the stones, and I had to tear all that stuff down and remove it and rebuild things my way. And my way may not be acceptable to other people, but I don't care about that. It's acceptable to me. It feels good to me, and that's all that matters. And that's where we have to get to. We have to get to that space where the way that we choose to do things, the level of love that we have for ourselves, the way that we choose to live our lives, all your choices, your life, all of this, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. You have to be at peace with yourself. No matter how much you love someone else or how close they are to you and what position they play in your life, you're only living your life for you ultimately. You were born into this existence only as yourself. And when you transition out of this existence, you will only go alone. You will not be able to say, wait, hold on, let me take my husband with me. Let me grab his soul too, because I'm leaving, so he gotta go too. No, that's not how it works. You are in this existence sharing an experience with your loved ones, but ultimately your journey is your own. And when you transition out of this existence into the next, again, that will be done solo. That's all you. So you have to remove the thought that I have to do things in a way that's pleasing to other people. Be respectful of other people, but I think by being respectful of yourself, that will automatically come off as being respectful to someone else. Now, that's a whole nother podcast, because sometimes people will say, oh, well, you disrespected me. No, I said something you didn't like, but that was not disrespect. It was truth. You just can't handle it. So some people have to learn that just because you can't handle something doesn't mean it's disrespect. But being respectful of yourself automatically allows you to be respectful of others, because when you have a sense of love and value for you, you don't act out of character. You don't act certain types of ways, because the level of respect and love that you have for yourself just won't allow you to carry yourself in a certain type of way. So being mindful and respectful of yourself, but not necessarily feeling as if you have to bow down to anyone to do it their way. There's so many people that have an opinion about what someone else is doing simply because it does not look like they want it to look. I'm not here to make my life look like how you want it to look. I'm not here living my existence for you. And when we take that power away, we don't allow ourselves to fall victim to being upset or feeling less than or feeling degraded because we feel like someone else is not accepting of how we are or how we choose to be. So driving it all back to the self-love, self-love, yes, is selfish based on the definition that we gave it earlier, or defining it. Not that we gave it, because I got that from the dictionary, but based on the definition of selfish, I firmly believe that self-love should be very selfish, and we should have more of an adoration for ourselves. And defining adoration is just having a deep love and respect of something, or, in this case of oneself. So we should have that adoration for ourselves, because it is a beautiful, beautiful expression of self-love. And being able to adore yourself and love yourself, when you love yourself and you're comfortable within yourself, you tend to give off a different type of energy. And when you give off that different type of energy, which is more abundant and more positive, you tend to attract more of like things into your life, more abundance and more positivity, and more people that match that frequency and that vibration. So focus on adoring yourself, being selfish about your self-love. Like, these things are okay. This is what we have to change the narrative. It is not a bad thing to be selfish. Be more selfish. Be selfish in loving yourself. Be selfish when it comes to your goals and your dreams and aspirations. Be selfish when it comes to defining and creating boundaries in your life, not allowing people to run all over you and treat you like crap anymore. Be selfish when it comes to being completely committed to living your best life and being your best self, and just loving the heck out of yourself every single day. Be committed to yourself. Love yourself. Be selfish. Give yourself the self-love. Today and every day, I want you to live in a state of adoration of yourself. Appreciate your life as this beautiful journey, because that's what it is. And know that you are worthy to be adored, and that there is nothing greater than the highest level of adoration from oneself for oneself. I want you to love yourself deeply. And if it takes shutting yourself in a quiet space, however long that takes, to just find what feels right for you. Like, sometimes you just have to say, you know what, Spirit, I don't have the words to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know where to begin. So I just need you to minister to my spirit. Just lead me. Guide me. Like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what steps to take. I just know that this is what I want. I want to love myself more. I want to believe in myself more. I want to have more abundance and prosperity in my life. I want to attract more people in my life that respect me and love me the way that I deserve to be loved. But I want it all to start with me. I want to be the foundation for all of those things. I want to be so in love with myself that whenever I look in the mirror, I love everything that I see. Even if I'm just sitting still, like I have so much peace and joy within myself when it comes to me that no matter if I'm doing nothing, I could just be sitting there, but I'm so in love with myself that it just fires me up on the inside. Like, that is so possible. So if you don't know where to begin, just speak that. Spirit, I don't know where to begin. I'm going to be honest. I don't know where to start. I just know that this is what I desire to have, but I trust that you will guide me in the right direction, because I know that these things are for my good, and I know that the Most High wants me to have what is for my good. So please guide me and lead me in the direction that I need to go in, and help me with the steps that I need to take to acquire this. And I trust and believe that it's going to happen, because those are the steps that I had to take. I do this daily, because when you have been broken down so much, like a lot of us have, you got to do the work like every day. You got to get in there and do the work every day. Even if you feel that you've overcome certain things and that, you've reached this level where you don't have to do the self-work anymore, I still feel that it's necessary. I feel that every day you should take time with yourself, and you should seek Spirit's guidance on what it is that you should do for each day, because you can't go wrong with that. Every day I ask Spirit how to guide me when it comes to posting and, steps to take with my business, steps to take in my personal life, because I feel like as much as I think I know best for me, the Most High knows the best. When it comes from me, the highest source of all creation knows what's best. So I'm going to seek your guidance on doing things in my life, because I want to do things right according to my life, because I do feel that right is a matter of perspective. Right and wrong is a matter of one's perspective. So it shifts and changes based on who you're talking to. But I want to do things right according to my life and what's best for my life. So I'm going to seek the creator of my life to help guide me with that. So yeah, definitely seek source, God, spirit, the Most High. Seek the guidance from there if you're not sure what steps that you should take so that you can move in the right direction. And again, just be very intentional about loving yourself, and do not waver in any boundaries that you set for your life and for yourself. Don't go down to meet people anymore. Make them come up to get it. Just that simple. So as we close out for this session, I'm going to include an affirmation for you in regards to the self-love and adoration that you can just say it with me. With affirmations, I literally repeat them in my head like throughout the day, like all day. If I have a second where I'm not doing anything for that minute, I'm repeating affirmations. I'm speaking my intentions out to the universe, and I'm saying it enough to where my spirit, my mind, my soul, like everything is starting to believe these affirmations and take on the energy of these affirmations. So repeat the affirmation as much as you need to, whenever you need to. Take little sticky notes and write the affirmation on the sticky notes. Post them in places that you frequently are, in your house, your car, at work, wherever. But constantly place positive sayings and positive things within your reach, so that you will get accustomed to shifting from speaking the negative, which comes so easily because we've trained ourselves to do that. But just know that you can undo that and you can retrain yourself to be more positive, and then that is what will be second nature to you, is the positivity, the optimism. So write the affirmations. Even another exercise that you can do as well is when you get up and you meditate to start your day, you can write down the positive affirmations as you're beginning your day also, because your mind is most strong, is at the most strongest point right before you go to bed, as you're drifting off to sleep, and right when you're waking up. So when you wake up, you want to, and either before bed or both, you want to write these positive affirmations. You want to say them, and it may sound or feel a little repetitive initially because you may feel like you're doing it so much, but just know that the more you train yourself in this, it will become second nature, and you won't have to apply so much effort because your mind will instinctively know to do it. So the affirmation for the self-love and for the adoration is: the universe loves and adores me. I love and adore myself, and my life reflects unconditional love and adoration. The universe loves and adores me. I love and adore myself. My life reflects unconditional love and adoration. The universe loves and adores me. I love and adore myself. My life reflects unconditional love and adoration. I thank you guys so much for tuning in to Operation Manifest podcast. Definitely check us out on Instagram at mana_holistics, MANA_HOLISTICS. Also on Facebook, but not as often. I'm primarily on Instagram. Check us out at our website, www.manaholistics.com, MANAHOLISTICS.com. And let's just continue to build a universe that's filled with love and peace and compassion and unity, and all of that most definitely starts from within us. Any of your empowerment, self-empowerment coaching, any of your psychic readings, tarot readings, Reiki sessions, any of those things that you may be in need of that will help you on your journey to healing and being your greatest, highest, and most beautiful self, definitely contact us so that we can help you on that journey and get you to where you need to be. So again, thank you so much for joining us, taking time out of your busy schedule to share space with us. It is so greatly appreciated. Download the podcast if you are compelled to do so that you can listen to it as many times as you need to. Share it. Send your friends, your family, everybody over. I will be having something that everybody can build and grow from throughout the journey and the progression of this podcast. So again, thank you so much. I will meet you guys energetically again next week. Peace and blessings. Thank you.